Hello everybody and welcome to Ale Disc Golf Center for the Ale Open 2025. We are visiting Nuul, Sweden. We're just about 30 minutes drive north to Gothenburg, Sweden. And the Ale Open 25 has started for the FPO and now it's time for the MPO round. Welcome to the booth. My name is Esa-Pekka Tukala. I'm your host today and with me once again the great Jaani Länsio. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you, Epe.
What a great round from the FPO.
Yeah, FPO was very entertaining actually. Despite the weather was rainy. I was a little skeptical when I saw the weather forecast, but didn't seem to bother too much.
They had the rain on the course right now. The sunny scenic that you just saw on the screen, that doesn't really play well to the reality that's now facing in Nuul.
Yeah, that was total fake news what we actually saw there a couple of seconds ago. It's very cloudy and I hear from the course that it's raining, giving showers quite often, and it was heavy rain a couple hours ago, and I hope for the better, but I'm not sure if it is.
I believe we're gonna have to take on our third commentator for the show. Andrew Gum is on the field and he's giving us great insights for the whole day. I hope the weather is getting better, but I don't have high hopes for that. Let's see if we can get Andy on the line and into the show. How is it going, Andy, there on the grounds in Nuul?
It's very wet here. The beautiful Ale course is quite soggy and saturated at this point. We're watching tee off here from the second or the third feature card, I guess. In this case, it seems to be letting off now, which is nice.
Let's welcome Ben Holding.
Thank you, Andy. Here we can see the shots from the third card. We're gonna have a lot of talk about today, this hole number one being one of them. The conditions are pretty rough and you can see that wooden gate at the tee number one. Andy, could you fill us some more information about the carpentry here on this course? And that gate looks very well done, at least from the other side of the view, where we can see of those wings and feathers of the bird that's guarding the gate.
Yeah, this is one of many beautiful sculptures on the property made by a Swiss artist. As you can see, the detailed woodwork, and there's throughout the course many different ones, and there's actually two great courses on this property. We're playing Ale Whites here for the championship layout, and there's also the yellow course, which is rated 11th in the world. This one is rated 2 on UDisc, and both courses full of beautiful detail, beautiful artwork. It's like a gallery, like a display of stone and wood art. Each hole beautifully crafted, and yeah, really nice artwork on display here. The weather seems to be getting better. I don't feel too much rain at the moment, so we're hoping that this is what we're going to see for the MPO round here. It was very soggy on the back nine for the FPO, and the guys that teed off around that time have been in some torrential downpours. Seems to be letting off. I almost feel like the sun might be peeking out soon, so we're hoping for that.
Thank you, Andy. We hope to hear from you soon. And we're gonna keep on asking those tough and even more tough questions on which you can elaborate us on. Got a nice roll there from the log that's circling the out of bounds line on hole number one. I believe that was Henrik Hagman's throw. Now one more shot. That is out of bounds right, unfortunately. So those logs are giving us the circle for the out of bounds line on hole number one. And this is not the only hole where we can see that carpentry and that woodwork.
Yeah, this whole property is designed for disc golf, which kind of elevates the atmosphere even more as it is. When you look at the beautiful core design here, everything is is done according to disc golf. So that's something we're going to witness a little bit more throughout this day.
Here are some past events. 2018 PDGA Euro Pro Tour. Ricky Wysocki and Kristin Latt, then of course Tatar taking the tournament down. We are playing Disc Golf Pro Tour Europe, and the 2025 season consists of 2 PDGA majors, 5 DGPT Elite Series events, and 7 Q Series events. 2 of those Q Series have already been played, and 1 Elite Series also behind us, the DGPT Ale Open 2 weeks back. Here are the point standings for DGPT Europe, current DGPT Europe standings. Nestori Tuhkanen is leading almost 400 points on his resume. Daniel Davidson in our first feature card today, coming on second and 289. Nestori has been a solid player for years on end in the north.
Yeah, a very good all-around player. Has plenty of distance, also knows how to throw sidearm, and of course putting is one of his fortes. He is an all-around player, like one of the best in Finland at the moment. I'm looking forward to seeing him in America sometime soon.
As we see the world standings for DGPT main tour points, Genander leading over 1,000 points already, Anthony Varela coming in second, Isaac Robinson third, and Ricky Wysocki in fourth position, 831 points. He's playing with us today on the first feature card. Yeah, back to Nestori a bit. I hear he played a 12 down practice round yesterday.
Yeah,
And,
that
was
rumor
a
has
cool
it.
info to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Rumor has it that he played 12 down yesterday in practice. Today, not that fast pace. He's played 14 holes so far to -6. But of course, the rain probably took the edge out of his shots.
Let's see some flashbacks from the past events. Ricky Wysocki here, 2018,
Rocking a mohawk.
Yep.
Like vintage Paul Macbeth mohawk.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Rocking some huge distance shots also then.
Yeah, but the form stayed the same. Ricky has had always that same putting style and raptor legs and smile on his face.
Daniel Davidson, seen here, took this event down last year. I believe it was almost 10 strokes, if I'm not mistaken. At least 7. Birdie after birdie, and if there were some kind of a minor defaults in the throw or putting, he made the correction rapidly, and this was a really big moment for him. Almost 2, or actually maybe over 2 years from his last victory before that moment.
Yeah, Daniel is super talented guy. Also a fun card mate.
The second feature card is warming up, and there it seems like there's some kind of a bit of a sunshine there.
Oh yeah, it's getting better. Right on time.
I'm gonna remind you folks that Hold My Bag, the fantasy disc golf game, is back, and they will have over $3,600 in cash prizes, including a $1,000 top prize. And
Okay.
that's for the
it's time
Preserve
for the second
Championships.
feature card
Draft
of
is
Ale
open now,
Open
so make sure to head out
2025 presented by Discraft.
holdmybagbg.com to make your
First one
picks.
up on the tee, sponsored by
Let's see the tee shots for the second feature card.
tee, sponsored by Discmania, representing Finland. Welcome, Niklas Anttila. Next one to the tee, sponsored by Discraft from the United States of America. Welcome, Ezra Aderholt. Last one to the box, sponsored by Innova, representing Sweden. Let's welcome Dennis Augustsson.
And there you go, the second card is off. And now Nestori Tuhkanen back on hole 15. We are seeing some mud on the ground, but that's no wonder. The rain has been heavy for several days. There's been very big effort done for the course to make some miracles happen and to help the course suck up the rain and give these players a chance to play in humane conditions, should we say. Here is the leaderboard at this moment. 4 players tied in the top, 6 down.
Tightly packed top 10 we have. All within 3 strokes. And I'm anticipating even tighter pack once all of the players have gone through their rounds. Also seeing a lot of nationalities there from Norway, Finland, even America, Sweden.
Yeah, for sure. I was projecting about 8 down to be the hot score today. What would you say?
I'll say 10 down, especially if the sun keeps coming back. 10 down will definitely get you to lead card, that's for sure.
Definitely.
8 down, not that sure. I'm pretty sure we won't see -12, but who knows. From our perspective, we saw the disc from the basket side. And well, maybe they saw better, but I would have taken these lies a lot further down the fairway. Maybe they know better. Local favorite, a literal potting machine, Dennis Augustsson. Rarely have I seen a better putter than him. Also very fun to see James Conrad play. It's been a while since I last saw him playing a feature card, let alone in a lead card. And these T-pads, they suit him. Oh, Nestor.
Very close.
It was close. But a severe miss. You'll have to take a par.
Well, last round with the FPO, we saw Silva Saarinen putting straight into the band and still getting a birdie. it just dropped down.
Yeah, almost without the chains. That kind of happened, but that was way off. Nestor still at -6. In second place. And Niklas's first shot stayed in bounds.
Yep.
Even though it looked kind of bad for a while, but no problems there. A par from this hole is not a bad result at all. It's definitely a birdieable hole, but if you go for the basket, prepare yourself for a bogey.
That's it. Eight or hold. And too low after going out of bounds. That's going to be a bogey. Augustsson. He's gonna pick up a bogey. Yeah, if you get a birdie 2 here on hole number 1, that's gonna be a big advantage going on. Anttila really soft beat for birdie moments ago. It's gonna be a par. And Conrad also going for the bogey. Let's take another look at Nestori Tuhkanen. Tee number 16. This shot is really tricky. 120 meters downhill, and it's kind of a mix between a turnover backhand and a forehand throw.
Yeah, a very steep turnover that is for an Anheuser. You cannot go too far because the OB is lurking on the right side behind the basket, and that's the danger zone there.
Legends built it. The next generation is elevating it. The most dominant team in disc golf history just got deeper. World champions, record breakers, the future of the game, united under one banner. This isn't just competition, it's a legacy in motion. This is the next chapter. Discraft, built for flight.
If you want to know what a disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB Disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
I'm Jason, and I'm the marketing and promotions manager for Zig Outdoor, and this is the Transit Cart. One of the unique features with the Transit Cart is the ability to load discs from the top. All of my discs are right there, readily accessible. Another great feature of the Transit Cart is the extra storage space down below, and the telescoping handle can fit to any height that I might need. The Transit Cart is a great option for people who are looking for additional storage, ease of use, and accessibility.
The DGPT match play is back with the season-long format. Your favorite players are competing head-to-head, and the next one is gonna be airborne disc golf at Preserve. You can catch all the action live next Thursday on Disc Golf Network or the DGPT YouTube channel. Spectator tickets for match play events are also on sale now, so visit dgpt.com for more information. Second feature card, teeing off on hole number 2. Par 4, 173 meters. Kind of a dogleg going uphill to the left. Yeah.
Great tee shot from Nicholas. That's exactly what you want from here. A long hyzer shot over the bush that sits right on the center of the field. That's it. Just needs to come back to left a bit quicker now. Quite good actually from James. He can see the basket from there. Not ideal, but good enough.
Aider hold. The distance control is really crucial on this hole.
Going big. And going perfect. And lefty, Dennis Augustsson. He can also go for the hyzer route. I mean, there is no hyzer route, basically, but he can still have a good placement shot. Just like that.
Subtle skip, please. No, too much.
A bit too long. Not sure if you can see the basket from there, but there are plenty of holes.
We're gonna have one more card teeing off on hole number 1 on this opening Friday at Ale Open 2025. 2 weeks ago, we visited Konopiste, Czech Republic, and Mauri Vilman from Estonia took the event home and got his first ever Elite Series win, and I believe that's the first Elite Series win for the Estonians, so to say. Unbelievable putting. The whole tournament around, 13 down, 14 down and 13 down again for the rounds to go 40 down for the 3-day event.
Yeah, it was very smooth sailing from the get-go. Very flawless execution, especially on the putting green for the Estonian. Some of the best putting game I've ever witnessed in a tournament.
That kind of game is sometimes also coming through from, should we say, he's runner-up for this tournament. Ricky Wysocki, seen now in the pictures, he's known for that very lethal putting game. And the controlled drives usually find the perfect positions on the fairway. Ricky also was last year's DGPT Europe points champion. There are some highlights.
I mean, Ricky is always the favorite when he's playing. Especially now, here he's the highest rated player in the tournament with 1,052 rating.
So a couple of clips from Crew Call Open, and this is from European Disc Golf Festival.
Yeah, that was a dominant performance.
For instance, on the hole 1 here, they indicate the OB line itself, which means they are out of bounds. So if you, for instance, lean towards the log from the out of bounds, then it looks like the out of bounds.
With the trademark Raptor legs.
Might not be as clear on the green.
Some European Raptor legs. We'll see if we can catch those today.
When it comes to the island hole, a little bit unlikely scenario, but if you land on the drop zone is
Daniel
not safe,
Davidson and
so you
Carl
have to be
Johan
on the island.
Naibo
That's
also
what's,
in the card.
going on over
They're gonna
there.
tee off in just a while. We're gonna take a
Then
short
we
break
have
on the Disc
casual
Golf Network and we'll be
1 meter
right
release.
back.
I mean, from the temporary assets on the course, for instance, add walls, stuff like that might be in your way. You can take 1 meter backwards from them. Weather delay. If there is bad weather,
We are outside.
We are together.
Oh my!
We are healthy.
We are inclusive.
Smile.
Smile. You are playing
Disc golf.
PDGA Europe.
Smile.
Some of my favorite discs in my bag are the A-Series discs. They're the ones I lean on to get close to the basket. These are torque-resistant discs, provide a consistent fade at the end of the flight. The best way to find your flight is to get out and use these discs yourself.
Bend the reality of what a disc can be and discover Ultra Soft plastic. With its extreme flexibility and tackiness, Ultra Soft has the best grip and flex of any plastic Prodigy has ever made. Take on cold or wet weather with confidence behind every shot. We are excited to add 300 Ultra Soft to the lineup, which joins 400 and 500 Ultra Soft. Check out the entire collection today on ProdigyDisc.com or your local retailer.
What's going on, guys? Hold My Bag just launched the greatest disc golf fantasy game in the universe.
Hold My Bag just dropped the best fantasy disc golf game the planet has ever seen.
I want to tell you guys about the newest disc golf fantasy game on the market.
One of my favorite parts is the Hold My Bag. This is something that we started doing, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Here is Ricky Wysocki's daily fantasy position this weekend for the Ale Open. Just reminding you that to participate in regulated sports wagering on DGPT events or to play DGPT Daily Fantasy, head over to nxtbets.com/playdgpt. Betting on DGPT events is not, unfortunately, available in all states and jurisdictions. Check out the nxtbets.com/playdgpt to learn more about gaming options in your area. Go ahead and scan that QR code on the screen or visit the website. But now, we are ready to have our first feature card tee off on this opening Friday for the Ale Open 2025.
Okay.
Let's go see their first shots.
Card of Ale Open 2025 presented by Discraft. First up on tee. Johan Nivå. team, sponsored by Discraft from the United States of America. Let's welcome Ricky Wysocki. Next two teams, sponsored by Lucky Discs, representing Finland. Welcome, Daniel Davidsson. Last up on the box, sponsored by MVP Disc Sports, representing Estonia. Welcome, Mauri Vilman.
Skip. Yeah, great shot, man. All the MPO players are on the field for the Ale Open 2025. There is only one shot Daniel Davidsson needed for this hole number 1. We're gonna see it here, sponsored by One Shot.
Yeah, perfectly executed, big hyzer. That's exactly what you want to do here if you have the distance of Daniel Davidsson. It says 145 meters on paper, but it's so much downhill that it probably takes about 130 meters. These players all have that, even with a steep hyzer, and Daniel Davidsson just executed it perfectly.
Remember to use the code DGPT for 25% off of your order at oneshotenergy.com. We're gonna see the second feature card on tee number 3. It's a beautiful par 3, 163 meters downhill.
Yeah, huge downhill.
Anttila took a safe bet and landed in the second inbounds area where the basket is located. Conrad going a bit more risky with a lower shot.
Yeah, that needs to get over the trees, and it probably gets. Did it?
If it got too straight, it might have stayed out of bounds. I'm gonna have a confirmation about that. Ederhold also going with the hyzer play.
Ederhold definitely can't park this, as seen on his YouTube channel.
And they were testing the both ways to throw a lower straight piercing shot from the middle and then this hyzer route from the right.
Down. Go in. Oh.
Yep.
Must have been pretty close. Back to hole number 1.
Ricky stayed in bounds just barely to take the birdie on the first hole. Very nice way to start off your round. Birdie on this hole is not a given. Mauri Vilman, a putting machine, as witnessed in Confronting Open just 2 weeks ago. Will he continue his putting streak? No. Very surprising.
Uncharacteristic miss from the right for the Estonian. Oh, he's gonna take a par. Davidson parking the hole for the birdie.
And Carl Johan, a veteran, 47-year-old veteran from Denmark, actually reigning Danish champion. He took the crown back in 2024. His 14th Danish title.
Hole 18. Young Finnish player Justus Sarvi.
Putting for birdie. He's currently 8 down. Will he go 9 down? Yes, he will.
Well,
and he's your leader.
He topped my prediction for the 8 down round. He's currently sitting well deserved on the first position. 2 strokes over Nestori Tuhkanen and Eli Swanson.
And now 3, yes.
Lukas Rokkanen still on the field with many holes to play. Currently 4 down. Here's the chase, finishing hole 3.
Unfortunate bogey for Conrad. Ezra also a disappointing par. All right.
The first feature card has reached the tee number 2.
Yes, tee number 2. This is a par 4. One of the easiest par 4s. You just need to get over that bushy area there in the middle to the left to get a good look at your approach uphill, and that's pretty much what you want to do here.
Yeah, the upshot is pretty short from that position, although Ricky is hugging that big rock. So he should be fine. Davidson a bit short.
A bit short. There's probably some gaps he can navigate through with the sidearm. He's not happy about it, but it's really not that bad. The original KJ.
And Naibo is practically a disc golf legend, at least in Europe.
Absolutely a legend. Still has the game.
This is looking solid, or is it too short a bit?
Yeah, same place as Davidson.
Willman switched main sponsor for this season 2025. So far doing great things. Multiple wins in Estonia to open this season, and then to visit Konopiste for the first time. And taking that event down.
Oh, this is too far to the right, and that is not a good place for the upshot.
Did he get through just a bit? I don't know. We're gonna see.
Just a bit, but he's making this hole a bit too hard for himself.
Let's fly over this hole number 2. We have 173 meters par 4.
Yeah, and as you can see, 51% birdie rate. So one of the easiest, is the easiest hole actually. Just need to go over this bushy area here with a hyzer shot if you're a righty, and most of us are. Land your disc about here, and then it's a very short uphill shot with a backstopper, so you can even go for the eagle bit. I'm not sure if anyone really has the arm to reach the basket from the tee. Probably not.
Back to Nestori Tuhkanen, his second shot on hole 18, trying to go and goes 7 down. Well done by Tuhkanen.
Oh, he got through. But still long way to go to the basket.
Bit of an unpleasant footing there on the upslope. Does well in the bullseye.
Yeah, that's the way to play the birdie here.
Showing us the amount of touch this guy has.
Yes, absolutely nice sidearm touch. Dave Davidson has to navigate through the trees. There are plenty of gaps. Not any good ones. But one is enough.
Very solid execution.
And Nubu in a similar looking place.
How will he do? Does
The
well.
same. Yeah, it's there is the backstopper, so you don't really have to think about your power. You can just aim at the basket and go for it.
Ricky just has this.
We're gonna see a star frame for sure, unless this one goes in.
Or rolls back down, but it doesn't. So that's gonna be 4 birdie putts inside 5 meters.
Yeah. Over half of the field is birding this hole.
And we have multiple holes here in Ale that has an island of some sort.
Yeah,
Maybe to another
true.
here. Like a bullseye island.
I mean, yeah, they're probably developing this course all the time, trying out new things. But this is a beautiful course, and as mentioned, the second best rated on UDisc, so absolutely widely regarded as one of the best.
This property was bought in 2013 by 3 disc golf enthusiasts, Jonas Grundén, Camilla Jernberg and Dan Johansson. And they have made the facility possible and worked very, very hard on it. And since then, actually in 2021, this property was closed and the owner was changed in 2022, and then 1 year later in 2023 it was opened once again. And this white layout that we are playing actually was settled down in 2013 when this place was firstly opened, and the white layout is the one that has got that second in the world ranking.
Yeah, really a designated disc golf park from the scratch, so you can pretty much do whatever you want here to make this look like your visions.
As mentioned, there is the pro shop here, there is the indoor warm-up facility. Many great things at this course, and they've been developing it year by year. Ederhold is upshot on 4, finds the trees on the right side. And here's Tuhkanen. Takes the birdie.
Yep, going 7 down.
Let's see if Sarvis 9 down will guarantee him a place at the lead card tomorrow. It just might.
It might. I'm holding on to my prediction that -10 will guarantee you. -9, I'm not sure yet.
Currently 6 different nationalities in the top 10.
And Ricky will go for the big hyzer. This one's looking perfect. Maybe too much carry to the left.
Yeah, the wind is pushing it
Yes.
left.
Yeah, but it's putting for sure.
It seems the rain has stopped for a moment. We hope it stays away. Davidson, he's going straight with the flex. This is looking beautiful.
Yeah, cracking. Absolutely cracking.
Great job from Davidson. Naibo lining a hyzer. Takes it wide.
Too wide. Needs to get some air.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's a green flag. Yeah.
Yep.
A bit far to the right. Does fade in time. Mauri Wilman next on the tee, and the rain is back. Spoke too soon. Also going straight with the subtle turnover. This is hyzering already. To the left, needs got an anti-skip, so he's gonna stay clean.
Bounce back.
There's about 8-meter drop from the tee to the pin on hole 3. This is now James Conrad on 4th.
Oh, goes high above the basket. Airmail to the OB. Nope. Maybe.
Close.
Yeah, the card has to decide on that. Oh, and again. What is wrong with James Conrad?
Yeah, we used to see Conrad sinking those putts from way downtown, and now he's really having some big time struggles on the green. This is now for double.
He's far away from the basket. Must be so frustrating.
Already got 2 single bogeys on the card. Makes that gonna be a double.
Ooh, that was hard to watch.
We've got some upcoming exclusive events on Disc Golf Network Pro. Make sure to upgrade your order or get the Disc Golf Network Pro subscription for exclusive live coverage of some exciting upcoming events like European Disc Golf Festival and the PDGA Masters Disc Golf World Championships in Minneapolis. Make sure not to miss a single throw and subscribe now.
Okay, it's pouring down again.
It's getting harder and harder to top that -9 if the rain continues pouring. Naibo.
Not sure if that was intentional layup though. Real veteran of the sport. Nice to see him back.
And that's gonna be a par. How about Wysocki?
Oh.
Cards the birdie. Floater uphill from circle 2 to Mr. Richard Wysocki.
Nice start from Wysocki.
A
3
bit
birdies
left
in a row.
That's how you do it.
If it's in, it's in.
Very well done. Wilman.
Can he get his groove back from Konopiste? Not yet.
He's gonna stay 1 down after 3. Davidson. 1 more birdie putt coming.
That's it.
Solid.
Also, 3 birdies in a row, just like Wysocki. They're now playing neck on neck.
Wilman saves the par. And so will do Naibo. Ederhold, tee of 5. One of the shortest holes on the course. Goes to the right into the woods. Survives somehow and still has a putt. Circle's edge. Bad throw, nevertheless. You wanna land this about 10 meters shy of the basket in the ground and then just skip and slide towards the pin. Just a subtle turnover shot with the righty backhand.
Yeah, this is a very old school disc golf shot. Straight, a little bit turnover, about 90 to 100 meters.
Conrad.
Also one of the most laid back holes here because there's really no OB here to worry about. Unlike so many of these holes.
Back to Ricky on tee number 4.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was
a bad shot.
Yeah. Davidson.
It's kind of a 2-part hole. First you want to land. Oh! Davidson takes a spike hyzer. Not a bad idea, actually.
Yep, in the middle.
Yeah. It's exactly the spot where you want it to land, so that's definitely a good idea. Haven't seen one, though, before.
Might as well travel the same distance upwards before hitting the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, the sweet spot is right after the bush. You don't want to go too much to the left. There's the OB. Also, way too understable of a disc.
And Naibu hits one of those smaller trees on the fairway and he doesn't enjoy that position. Throwing the second shot. How about Wilman? Low and too low. Ezra Ederhold Takes the par. Didn't have a good look from the woods after all. So we see these tap-ins from the chase card.
Conrad already 3 over par. What a tough start. Now gets the birdie. And back on track. Right, James?
Augustsson for par. Isn't able to card the birdie here. Niklas Anttila just 4 meters for the birdie. Taking home the 2. I'm gonna toss it down to Andrew Gum as we see these upshots from our first feature card. Andy, the people have gathered there in Ale Disc Golf Center, although it's raining heavily, and I hear it's the national day for Sweden. How is the crowd feeling on this holiday, even though it's raining?
They seem to be in good spirits. It has been a bit of a test with the weather, but it seems to be ever changing here on the west coast of Sweden. It was sunny right before we teed off there. Rain. Now it seems to be letting off again. The crowd is pretty similar to what we saw in the FPO at the moment here with the feature card, but there was quite many following the second feature card, getting a chance to see some of their heroes from across the pond. And here we're seeing the upshots on this beautiful hole 4. I would say the crowd is pretty enthusiastic, yeah, considering the weather. And yeah, happy National Sweden Day to all you Swedes out there.
Thank you, Andy. Happy National Day to our Swedish friends too. From my opinion, there is no better way to spend your national holiday than to follow disc golf, no matter the weather. Mauri Willman takes the forehand, and he should.
That's the way to go towards the basket, because it lands inside the circle.
That's one marvelous shot.
Yeah, and a good look for a birdie.
He was out of position and he chose the line and the disc perfectly, landing in the circle. Davidsson. Is he gonna take another spike hyzer? I bet not, but a forehand. Davidsson is really
a bit too tight to my liking, but it gets through.
Yeah.
Not totally happy about it.
Daniel has elite level distance on his backhand throws, but on his forehands he usually just chooses those 70 to 75% power upshots with the forehand. It doesn't quite have the distance. Just like this, Mauri Willman's shot to 8 meters from out of position. Tee of 6 with our second feature card. Ezra Ederhold. This is an island hole, downhill par 3.
Not sure if this holds.
It holds.
Yep, gets there.
This is understable throwing putter. Now Anttila chooses to go with the low forehand. This is headed right.
This is a risky shot. And that goes OB. Not sure about the sidearm. It seems like most of the sidearms we've seen today skip out of bounds.
Ricky,
yeah, tough spot.
Trying to go through the woods. Yeah, all those practice videos we saw from this course, the players seemed to find a proficient way to play the hole was actually the low sidearm with the subtle force over flex.
Okay, maybe.
And then to land short to the basket and to the left side so it doesn't skip out of bounds. Quite a repeatable throw, but this rain and these conditions might play some tricks for the grip. And that's why players are choosing the backhand throw. Naibu approaching the basket high, and it plays out well. Very tricky up shot there. Davidson.
Yeah, it was a bit too tight, just as I predicted. Nothing left to do except lay up and take your par. Par on this hole is not a bad result at all.
That is very true. Mauri Vilman putting for birdie, about 7 meters away, and that is magnificent save.
Yeah. Well needed birdie.
And the only birdie for the first feature card on hole number 4. 3 pars coming up. If all of these go in, about 5 meters left for the guys. Ricky and Daniel also carding their first pars for today. And Davidson collects the last par. Let's go visit Joona Heinonen, first time in the coverage for Ale Open. He's currently on tee number 8, par 3, 132 meters. Taking a turnover and
a beautiful shot.
Circle's edge.
Yeah, up on the shelf.
Let's send these boys back to the lobby. Get on. Oh, Grandma's got a hot kettle for that teabag.
How did you get so much energy from a candy?
One Shot is no ordinary candy. It only has 4 grams of sugar, and the nootropics help prevent jitters and crash.
Grandma, do you think I could try one of those One Shot energy chews?
Oh, sure, honey. But if you come for the queen, you better come correct, Sprout. I'm the OG. Got it?
Got it.
Level up your energy with One Shot. Grab yours at oneshotenergy.com today.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
Back on the tee with the first feature card. They are throwing hole number 5, par 3, 92 meters. Second shortest hole on the course. But this is the easier of those two.
Yeah, this is very gettable. Straight shot, with maybe a little bit of turnover, and let the ground play do the work. Just like that.
That's it. Landed short and skip there.
Yeah, that's the textbook play.
Wysocki. Subtle force over, gets a gig to the right. That circle's edge. But
Yeah,
he has a putt.
avoids the disaster. The release was a bit murky.
Davidson. Got a sidearm play.
A very soft sidearm, but gets the carry right on the edge of the circle and the ground play.
Perfect shot. 1 meter for the birdie. Naibu. For the turnover, a bit too much maybe.
Too understable, leaves a lot for putting. It's still gettable, but not what he wanted. It's a very efficient form with Davidson. Not too much movement on the body, but it gets the job done for sure. He has a lot of distance and spin.
Great, and very, very international competition going on. Up until the first 20 cards for the MPO players, there's only, I believe, 2 cards that have less than 3 nationalities in them. So many players coming from far and wide to visit Ale, as we see Joona taking the birdie on hole 8.
A long putt for KJ.
Oh, come. Yeah, tack,
Yeah, lofty one. Lots of spin and carry. Takes it to the heart of the change. No problems for the Danish legend. A beautiful putt. Calls it in.
Wysocki.
Does the same.
Yeah, he gets the birdie. And then just 2 tap-ins.
Yet another star frame for our feature card.
Very well done.
Though the hole is on the easier side, it's always fun to see this, see the star frame. Looks like the rain is not bothering people too much at the moment. It's just coming and going.
Seems to be so. We have brand new baskets on the property, about 5 days old, so to speak. So they were put on the course just a few days earlier. Justus Sarvi from Finland still leading the tournament, 9 down through the first day. Finished his round about an hour ago. Let's see if someone can top that score. Ricky and Daniel from the first feature card, well on the pace. 4 down through the first 5. Now Niklas Anttila throwing second on this hole 7 par 5.
It's pretty much ideal second shot.
Yep. Second longest hole on the course is that number 7. We are back on hole number 6 though, with the first feature card. Wilman showing us the forehand shot off the tee. Let's toss it down to Andy. You can give us the calls from the rest of these shots.
Excellent, absolutely perfect touch there from Maori. Puts him at 4 meters. Ricky going to the sidearm as well, and skips it against the koozie. That's a tap-in birdie. One shot wonder right there. Beautiful touch, angle control. This is a way downhill par 3, beautiful island hole surrounded by a meandering river, as we see Daniel also lighting up the forehand. And this looks on point as well if it's got the stability. And it settles up just right outside the circle. 11-meter birdie putt for him. And here we're going to see the backhand from the veteran, KJ. One of the best backhand players in history, I would say. Incredible touch. Lots of experience, even at the highest level, especially within Europe. Of course, you mentioned all those Danish titles. He's also won European Masters title. Here the backhand's coming in, looks slightly turned, but if it has the stability, it could hook up. Nope. Skips and slides off the bridge and into the river. He's heading to the drop zone. If it's any consolation, it's a very beautiful drop zone, surrounded by some pretty birch trees in the river. You can give it a run. I'd say it's about 22, 25 meters. Beautiful highlight if you're able to connect for that circle 3. So many pretty holes. This one maybe the touchiest, but definitely one you want to get. Of course, it does score separate very well, given the drop zone and the tight OB with the speed control coming downhill. And yeah, healthy gallery here, enjoying this weather that has improved significantly. Wind's picked up a little bit, sun's trying to break out. Rain seems to have passed for the moment. Let's hope it holds off for the rest of the round. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andy.
And indeed, it is of consolation to throw from one of the most beautiful drop zones in all of disc golf world. It's too bad you're going to take a bogey from there, but it's a beautiful bogey.
Nevertheless, Ricky Wysocki doesn't need to go to the drop zone, for he made a picture perfect shot hitting the pole.
Yeah, I was doubting the sidearm play a few moments ago, but I got shown that it is the way to go. You just need to go a little bit to the left side of the basket and let the ground play do the work for you.
Naibu giving a floater.
That was a nice effort, actually.
Yep, just a bit short.
Unfortunate bogey still.
And Davidson doesn't have an easy task in front of him either. As we see Peter Lunde on hole 18, also going 6 down. Last 4 holes, nice stretch of 3 birdies there.
A treacherous spot for Davidson. Looked timid.
Yep. A low beat, and that's kind of the miss to make if you're headed towards out of bounds. It's gonna be a par. We are hearing from the course that the wind is picking up, and it's starting to be very gusty, coming from surprising angles here and there. Vilman takes the birdie, as will do Ricky Wysocki. One par and 1 bogey to finish the card on hole 6.
So far, Ricky is doing great.
Hole 10.
Six holes.
Okay, but great.
5 birdies.
Joona Heinonen, excuse me, hole 9. Gets the birdie done.
Yeah. Joona Heinonen is climbing up the leaderboard.
Yeah, that's a solid 6 birdies, 1 single bogey. Currently holding the tied 5th position. Well, I'm not surprised about these scores at this moment. We haven't seen the full potential the course can can give to our players, for the best players are still about halfway through or less.
Yeah, for sure, and the weather might be getting better. I truly hope so, and probably letting the players look for the double digits. So far, -9 being the best round. I'm not sure if that'll hold up, because this guy has all the potential to go double digits on this course.
Wysocki opting for the forehand, interesting. And that is not a good play, for he gets a roll to out of bounds.
Down.
Trying to play it safe, and
yeah, it's the most frustrating thing to throw a safety shot. OB is burned to the ground. Gets a favorable skip. And Davidson cannot be satisfied with that one.
How about Naibu? Well, it drops down.
Yeah, there's some gusty winds.
He stays on the fairway though. I was really anticipating Ricky going huge with the backhand.
Yeah.
Maybe the wind was gusting so much on the tee that we can't see here on the cameras.
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah, that was a miscalculation from Wysocki, and
for sure
ending out of bounds right.
Ezra only -1 so far on hole 7. Going for birdie on this tough par 5 and gets it. That's definitely a bonus birdie.
Yeah, beautiful putt.
Getting his engines running. Not too late for that.
Wilman making sure the disc is dry. Not the level of opening shots on this hole for this group that I was hoping to see. But now we're gonna check how they're gonna manage these up shots. Throwing to 293 meters in total. Gets the distance. Is it too much distance though?
Might want to get a little bit more to the left.
Here and there. He might have something.
I'm a bit iffy about that something, but let's see.
Daniel has a solid position on the fairway. He could go a bit bigger.
Yeah, but the disc flips up and doesn't really get the carry to the left, but that's okay. Yeah. You can see the basket from there.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Yeah, of course.
Not too obstructed and not too close on the birch, but that's there are many like a couple of trees in the middle of these fairways, as we can see from this flyover, that really get into your head if you get close to them.
Yeah, that's for sure. Daniel was throwing somewhere from here, and he probably wanted to hyzer out a little bit earlier, and he ended up almost behind the birch trees there on the right, but not quite. And he's safe. But The OB just keeps on getting tighter and tighter on the left side.
Yeah, look at those sticks on the left. This is really tricky upshot. It seems very simple.
Especially when the fairway slopes down to the left.
Yeah.
And Reiki again.
Oh.
A misfire.
Not looking comfortable at this moment. Or am I
You're
wrong?
throwing fourth.
Naibu now throwing 2. Trying to stay clean off the trees and have a solid straight look to the pin. If someone can control the landing on the third shot. This is turning though.
Come here.
Too much. A bit too much.
He finds kind of the second fairway on the right, but that might be a bit too tight for his liking.
T of 8, Ezra. 132 meters. Straight shot over the small pond and up the hill. And that'll find the woods.
Yeah, stay on the fairway. Magical trick to use on every single disc golf course. Now Wysocki throwing 4 here.
And even that's not perfect. I mean, no big troubles there, but that was a bit of a misfire.
Yeah. This hole number 7 is playing in the middle of the difficulty scale at this moment. There have been some double bogeys and worse, but then again, there's also been many birdies. So if you stay on the fairway, you have nice possibilities to cart the birdie.
And Ezra and OB.
Yeah, great shot of the drop zone. But that doesn't help you much, does it? Now Heinanen, T of 10, 128 meters, par 3. Needs to back a bit.
And it does.
Skating there.
Yeah.
Circle's edge.
And being one of the smoothest player on tour, both here in Europe and USA. Yeah. Such a smooth driving form.
Yeah, him and Lauri Lehtinen both have very smooth forms and effortless distance.
Sure, Joona just has maybe 100 feet more.
100, okay.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yes.
Carl-Johan Naibu now throwing 3 on par 5. Avoid the out of bounds. Land close to the basket. That is his mission.
Oh.
Nope.
Dang. That took a bad hit. Probably went out of bounds.
Yep. That is bad.
Ooh. Quite surprising difficulties on this hole for our feature card. Didn't expect to see this.
And even the shot from Ricky that hit the tree in the fairway prior to these shots, I would almost call them unprecedented for these level of players. Usually can avoid those. Willman
is obstructed. I mean, he wants to avoid the OB, so he opts for the sidearm Annie.
But yeah,
yeah.
Makes it happen. Circle.
That'll do. Not perfect, but it's okay.
Ricky and Carl-Johan will both take bogey or worse from this hole.
This turned out to be an interesting challenge, this hole.
Yeah.
And Daniel still not guaranteed par. Pretty good.
Yep. You mean?
Yeah.
That's a guaranteed birdie. Yep.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There are numbers and then there are numbers.
Oh, yes.
There's a solid shot from Davidson, and now Ricky also with the sidearm. Pin high, about 6 meters away. And for my counting, that's gonna be a 6.
Probably yes.
Yeah. Made some mistakes, and I bet he learned from them. Come tomorrow. Joona Heinonen again on 10.
A little obstructed by the trees. Ooh, what an effort. Beautiful Anheuser putt.
Yep. Very close. Tickles the chains on the left. Yeah, heats the chains, doesn't tickle them. Antti, on the other hand, takes the birdie on hole number 8, which is the long par 3, 132 meters.
And KJ playing after the OB. I think this will be his 5th shot. Yeah.
I'll move it back to here. Yeah. Right there.
A touchy sidearm coming up.
Ooh.
Nicely done.
Great shot.
So, only a bogey there. But it'll be his 2nd in a row. And it will eat up all of his birdies. He's had 2 birdies and 2 bogeys.
Okay. Hits a tree on the left. Bounces to the right.
Yeah, gets a favorable kick to the right. Towards the basket.
He might be putting for birdie about circle 2's edge, if I calculated that correctly. Now Willman for another birdie to go 5 down.
Oh, he's back on form.
Sure. 4 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy we saw in Konopiste 2 weeks ago.
He's known for those straight putts, but here he uses that hyzer.
Yeah.
And why won't he use?
That was beautiful putt, absolutely.
Wysocki will take the single bogey, going back to 4 down through 7. They're gonna switch places with Mauri Willman. Naibu also putting for bogey, and Davidson is parked for the birdie. Great birdie from Davidson. Once again, Mauri Willman, perfect putt. I bet we're gonna see more of those come later this stream.
They're back, and better than ever. The 2025 Discraft Tour Series lineup has arrived featuring the fan favorite Z-Swirl plastic. Swirly, grippy, and built for flight. Z-Swirl was a standout in 2020, and now it's here again for another legendary season. Support your favorite Discraft pros and bag a piece of disc golf history. These limited edition discs won't last long, so grab yours before they're gone. Available now at discraft.com.
Does it concern you how much Infinite Discs uses your likeness in their marketing?
No, not at all. First off, the Alpaca is an amazing putter.
Right.
And Alpacas don't miss shot. I might get Proctor. And Infinite Discs is a great company. They have like 100,000 discs in stock, so their selection and prices are incredible. So I'm not concerned about being associated with them. I'll tell you what does concern me though.
What?
The rise of AI.
Oh yeah, that's scary stuff.
AI is everywhere and also it's like so hard to tell it was real. I was not.
Great news! Uplay and the PDGA share a mission to provide education and support for healthier lifestyles through the sport of disc golf. By joining the PDGA, your membership dollars are directly at work for these amazing programs, introducing and producing disc golf players all over the world. Support our programs by joining the PDGA or donating here.
Eagle here, and I'm proud to present to you the Plasma Dimension Wind Dragon 2. This is a great disc for those longer style courses where I know I need great placement and a ton of distance. For the typical gyronaut, this is definitely going to be their fast, wind-fighting workhorse, and by picking up one of these, you keep the dream alive. I know myself and the rest of MVP appreciates you.
T number 8 for the first feature card. 132 meters. And Willman heading to the left into those bushes. He is obstructed when arriving to the green. Daniel Davidsson doesn't have to care for this distance. He certainly has it.
A very scenic hole this is. You have to go over the pond, avoid the right side OB. And this is exactly how you do it.
Looks like a fairway driver. And yeah, that's how you do
I
it.
can't see the model, but it was pretty good shot.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
How about Ricky?
Recovering from the bogey. This is overturned.
The wind pushes it down. And that's gonna be... I can't call that a birdie.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a miracle birdie if it is one.
Well, we've seen so many of those from Ricky.
Then it's gonna be a Ricky birdie if it's gonna be one.
It's a Ricky birdie.
Carl Johan Nybo from Denmark. Not known for his big distance, but known for his control. This one goes high though. That is a misrelease.
Oh.
Fades to the left.
Okay, no big troubles from there. Certainly not a birdie spot.
Yeah, there is no out of bounds there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's not obstructed by the trees. So yeah, par 3. Plays under par so far, 5th easiest actually. So you can expect to birdie this hole. There's sort of a valley you have to go over with a beautiful pond. Take a fairway driver or a distance driver.
This is Ricky
for par. So
he was way down there.
Yeah.
Found the bushes on the right, and that's why he had to pitch out to putt for the par. And there's actually a mandatory on the left side, which was kind of challenged by the disc from Naibu, but he seems to have made it. He's putting for par now. And Mauri Wilman has one of those Konopiste putts ahead.
Yeah, we saw these 3 days in a row, so I'm not surprised if this goes in.
Yep, nothing to see here, folks.
Kind of knew it.
Yep. Let's go home.
This
very well
this
done.
Guy is just downright incredible with the putter.
That's just ridiculous.
I think to see Davidson's face, it was like, yeah, okay.
Like, what then? What next?
Yeah.
Tell me something new.
Yeah.
Back to Joona Heinänen. He's on T12, and this is one of the best par fours I've been seeing in a long time.
That form is so smooth. It's like it's liquid flesh moving.
That's a very good description.
Yeah. I mean, it's so flexible, and I want to ask, like, what's your stretching routine? It's like, I never stretch. Oh, all right, thanks, man.
Okay, people, stop stretching.
Yeah, I stretch. I'm still like stiff like iron bar, and that guy never does anything, and it looks like that.
Here is the board for you. Justus Sarvi, Nestori Tuhkanen, Daniel Davidson currently holding the top 3 spots. We are gonna add Mauri Wilman, Peter Lunde and Eli Swanson there with Davidson. They're all -6. And with a magnificent birdie putt to take 5 birdies in a row, Mauri Wilman is on the tee of 9. Another par 3, a bit similar to the last one.
Tracking the basket.
And he's in the circle. He's gonna go 6 down through the last 6. Am I calling that too early? No, I'm not.
No.
Not gonna be a problem for him. Davidson knows who he's up against. Needs to stay on the pace.
Very beautiful hyzer flip.
Wow. Does it stick? It certainly does. Even closer than Mauri's. That's about 4 meters away. Gets the friendly taps to the shoulder from Naibu. Wysocki. This doesn't turn. Yep, that's not what Ricky wanted. Daniel Davidson still does not have DGPT podiums. Am I correct there?
Yeah. Now this one needs to hustle back, and it does not. Gets the tree instead. Karl-Johan was, back in the day, he was known for his meticulous approach to practice rounds. He was known to practice 3 days before the tournament, and he only practiced 6 holes per day.
Interesting.
Yes, but he practiced them well, and he took all the notes to his little book of secrets about the discs, the landing spots, the winds, everything. And he also had a caddy who was reading the book for him on every hole. And I remember he missed some big tournaments just because he only had like 2 days to practice, so he didn't come.
Niklas Anttila had some secret book of him for himself to how to stay in bounds on hole number 10. And now he's putting for the birdie. 128 meters par 3 going through those guardians. Gets the birdie.
The disc lands in the bucket despite going high and to the right.
The last chain.
Yeah. Like the arm of a cobra. Just snacks the disc in.
Yeah, the disc was hyzer enough.
Yeah.
For the chain to grab it. Naibu throwing 2 on number 9. Was left short. There is no out of bounds here, so he's gonna lay up for par, or is he? A soft beat maybe.
Yeah.
Using the wind there. Yeah, coming back to Daniel Davidsson, he does not have podiums from DGPT Elite Series events, but of course he took down the first Q Series for this season, the Scottish Open, about 3 weeks back. Ricky Wysocki putting for birdie on hole 9, and he hits the cage but doesn't get the roll away, which is a good thing. Willman next, about 7 meters uphill. Wants this high enough and not to hit the cage. To go 7 down through 9 holes.
Oh.
And he hits it high. And that's gonna be a par putt.
That was a scary hit. The slope is quite drastic.
Yeah. You can't quite see it on camera, and I was actually thinking that he's closer than that from the tee.
Yeah, it looked better. Yeah, that's true.
And Davidsson for a lone birdie to get 3 strokes combined from the card, and he does it. And he's gonna have 7 down through 9. Great boogie going on with Daniel Davidsson. And he's hungry for a big time victory. He took down this event last year as a silver series. Very emotional moment for him. Before that, a 2-year break from big time wins. And he's defending the title well. Very glad to see the sunshine. We're gonna see Joona Heinonen throwing 3 on 12. Finding the rough on the right, and he's in the circle. And this is gonna be the putt.
It's a par putt, no?
It should be. Or yeah, it was for par.
Okay, it was for par. And he probably took a bogey on this one.
I sort of like proved to myself that I still got it. Whatever is meant to happen with me will happen. And what I want wants me even more, so I just have to be open to receive it.
Hey everyone, Gannon here, and I want to invite you to compete in the Power Disc Golf Academy Championship Series. This is the only professional and amateur nationwide disc golf series, and everyone is welcome to compete. Qualifier events will be held in cities across North America. If you place high enough at a qualifier event, you'll earn the invitation to compete in our championship event at Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course. Scan this QR code for dates and locations of the qualifying events. We hope to see you there.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
Davidsson tee of 10 going straight at the basket, sliding towards the cage.
This is a tricky shot here. You have to go straight and avoid the OBs. And the landing zone just gets narrower the closer you get to the basket. And there's a little bit of a slope also. Just on the right side of the basket. That'll take you out of bounds quite easily. Mauri Willman has none of it. Richard.
Come on,
Straight at the
Richard.
basket.
Flex back.
Ooh, needs to stop quickly.
Did it hit the pole?
I'm not sure. Didn't see that.
It seems like Ricky is pretty tired of throwing bad shots.
Yeah.
And he's going for it.
Now Karl-Johan. Uh-oh. Kick back. Do something. Nothing.
Did nothing good.
Oh no. Karl-Johan is a bit off.
Yeah. Niklas Anttila, T of 11. This is the shortest par 3 on the course. 84 meters, but there can be some trouble. Oh, he goes too tight on the right. Gets a kick to the fairway. He's got about 25-meter look. Maybe? It's a long one. But
goes.
Yep.
Under the basket.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tap in par. Yeah, rain and sunshine, and rain and sunshine. That's the story for the MPO round today at Ale Open 2025. The opening Friday. We are in Null, Sweden, which is about 30-minute drive north to Gothenburg. And this is about 12 years old property. The course is built just for disc golf. It's interesting because every time we visit Konopiste, I feel like that is like tens of years old, but that's just a couple of years older than this place. But the way people have got to know Konopiste, it's been on those world tours, and they hosted a major in 2018, and there's been big time events very many years before this place even got to know.
Andrew Gummy Bear, our man of the course, tell us about the vibes on our feature card. Seems like they're having good time, even though the scores for some are not the best that they could have.
Oh God.
Seems like our Gummy Bear is lost in the woods for now.
Yep, no wonder.
I guess I hit the tree, huh? Did you hear it?
No, I haven't seen.
Yeah, Nabu was out of bounds there. This is Daniel Davison. He was shorter than I was anticipating, and he just lays up, takes the par. There's the out of bounds lurking on the left.
Very tricky green, because if you throw a good shot that basically tracks all the way down to the basket, you risk hitting the trees, and that's it.
Mauri Wilman is 10 meters short, and Ricky Wysocki is 10 meters long off the tee. That's something we rarely see on this hole, that you go such almost out of bounds long. Now Wilman for birdie. 7 down through 10.
Yet again.
There's like zero wobble on the disc when he's putting. Next up, Ricky. Making sure he's inbounds while putting. Yeah, that's the Ricky we know.
Let's toss it up to Andrew Gum, our man on the course. Maybe the lines are open now. What are the vibes there? What's the energy in our featured card? Seems like some of the players are doing quite well, but KJ, original KJ, struggling a bit.
Yeah, very positivity on the card throughout the round, even with the tough weather earlier on. I would call it a Hall of Fame card, future Hall of Famers. I mean, Ricky and KJ, legends in their own right, almost surely in. And these youngsters, if they can stay healthy, they're going to do some wonderful things for the sport. And I think the future's very bright, really young superstars. Very, very calm, smooth-flowing energy from the young guys. And then just Ricky and KJ are notorious for being happy, positive people. And they're really putting out the good vibes there. So it's quite a treat. Everybody who's here following along is really enjoying it. If you're in the area, come on down to see some incredible disc golf at a wonderful place. You will not regret it.
Yeah, and if you're not there, tune in to DGN.
Yeah, there was some interesting things happening on the signal there, unfortunately. So please excuse us for those. I mean, faster and slower signals.
Yes, exactly.
Trying to find the right words for that.
Exactly. Sounded like Andrew Gomez inhaling some balloons there before talking to us.
Ricky Wysocki on tee of 11. Just avoids the trees on the right. Again hits the bullseye and skips long. He should have some kind of a putt. Davidson, another forehand. Takes it wide enough. This is slower. Does it stay? That's fine. Just about 6 meters left. No obstruction as far as I can see. And Naibu takes the backhand.
Karl-Johan +1 at the moment. Can't just find the rhythm.
Yep. Daniel Davidson, Mauri Wilman, both 10 through 10 holes and 7 down for the day. Let's take a look at these scorecards here.
Quite convincing. These young fellas, -7. Both of them, nothing but birdies.
Yeah.
Though it seems like Mauri has been putting more for those birdies than Daniel.
If they were playing best shot doubles, they would be perfect through 10.
Yeah. Maybe even going for the eagles sometimes if they played for best shot.
And you are correct there. Mauri's average putting distance is 6.1 meters, while Daniel's is 2.8 meters.
2.8. Wow.
That's pretty short.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2 ways to play this game.
Yeah, he's made total of 28 meters of putts in 10 holes. Mauri Wilman shows us the perfect upshot. Hits the pole.
Yeah. Correcting those statistics. A little bit shorter putts now.
Yep.
Karl-Johan in trouble. I actually remember the first time I saw KJ play, and that was in 2008 in Germany, European Championships. Practice round, and he used to have the first years this very big, thick sweater.
Okay.
Yeah, like a crochet or knit sweater and heavy hiking boots.
Interesting.
Yeah. He looked like he lives in the forest. And he kind of does. He's a gardener by profession. And he works in the Copenhagen, in the area where Copenhagen Open is played.
Well, maybe he should test that old gear again to get those great results.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like a. Not saying I'm not using the word hobo, but a little bit.
Ricky Wysocki goes to the knee and gets the birdie done.
Yeah, but already back then I was like, who's throwing shots like this? And indeed, in a couple of years, he was known throughout Europe as one of the best players ever. Oh.
Daniel. Can't afford to make those. Mauri Wilman gave practically a free stroke there.
Exactly.
And Davidson cannot execute. Hits the cage low. That is an error for the Finn. Mauri Wilman has made 3 of his 4 circle 2 putts today.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way he plays the game.
Davidson doesn't even have a circle 2 putt yet. Back to 12 with Niklas Anttila.
Huge
throwing a
roller.
It might have gone through. We're gonna fly over this hole, number 12, 666 feet, 203 meters, and we are thankful for Flight Factory to sponsoring this flyover.
Yeah, you have to cross the moat. You can choose either way, go from the right side or the left side. Either way you want to land your disc about here. You are left with a pretty tight upshot. On the right side of the green, there are a lot of greenery. Take your disc down. On the left side, probably easier. Either way, you have to putt a little bit uphill because the basket is sitting on a grassy knoll. And this is it's a tough par 4.
Yeah, at least you have 2 options off the tee. Just gonna remind our viewers that Flight Factory has numerous profile photos of every disc at this current time on their website, so make sure to visit them if you want to see the parting line height and the dome measurements to a specific disc before purchasing them. This is one of the best par 4s in whole Europe, I would say. Most of the players do choose the hyzer route from the right. Heinonen had to settle for the single bogey. Took it from 8 meters, and now he's on the knee throwing 3 on 13. Makes a solid shot, approaching the basket. I believe he circles edge, and here's where Anttila ended up with the roller a few minutes back. Currently 4 down. Oh, that looked really bad from that angle, but it's actually perfect.
True, that was a deceiving camera angle.
I was thinking to myself, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Good job, Niklas. Well done.
Okay, Wysocki opting for the hyzer route.
Yup.
Perfect.
Just a bit on the right side from the center. If you want to have a straight upshot that hyzers towards the green, you'd like to be a bit on the left side from the center point. Wilman up next.
Sidearm and left route.
Is this too long?
Looks like it is, and it certainly is. Makes your journey for birdie a bit harder. Not sure if he can reach the basket from there. Davidson with a big hyzer. It's quite steep, but gets a favorable skip. Right next to Ricky's.
Davidson is one of those players who likes to throw very hard on the slower discs even.
Yeah, and that's a philosophy I also advocate for. Just choose the discs, but keep the power.
Yeah, I believe that disc was about 5 speed that he just smashes in hyzer.
Yeah. Oh, this was beautiful.
Well,
yes.
That's a shot.
Yes, that's KJ Nybo.
From the United States, we're gonna see Kevin Jones on the coverage.
The other KJ.
Yep. Cards the birdie on 18, finishes 3 down, which is fine. It's not stellar, and it's fine. And for we don't actually know what kind of conditions we're gonna have on Saturday and Sunday. He might still be attacking to get a chance for the podium or for the victory even, but that needs some strong rounds for Kevin for the last 2 days.
Couple of miracles.
The lead is currently 9 down. That is played by Justus Sarvi from Hämeenlinna, Finland. He had 2 single bogeys and 11 birdies. His average putting distance was 5.4 meters, so lower than Mauri's currently. Very, very glad to see that the rain is gone for now. But the wind doesn't make this any easier. Mauri is actually now in the spot where I was talking about, that a bit on the left to have the hyzer sweep towards the green. Let's see if he's gonna play for a skip or a hyzer or a higher hyzer. Yeah, going high. And that is it.
Pretty much everything he had from there.
Yeah, the basket is to the right from here, and he couldn't quite reach the green. It's about 25 meters away, I'm anticipating. How about Davidson? The green is tricky because the basket is tucked to the far right side after this curve. Well, he's going big.
Oh ho ho ho!
Did he hit the
I
basket?
think he hit the koozie and then he got the roll away.
No,
That's
stop.
a very unique ground play. It kind of took the anti-skip back from a null. I mean, I've never seen such a skip.
Very powerful shot. And goes over these last trees on the right. Yeah, avoids them. And hits the basket.
Yeah, I think it hits the pole.
And rolls
yes.
back.
Okay, that explains.
Oh, thank you. Wysocki going wide, right. Wants to skip, gets it. And that's about 6 meters away. Almost 2/3 gone for the MPO lead card. They've been playing about 1.5 hours at this point. Naibu painting the line.
Going big hyzer, I guess. Yep.
Swing, swing, swing. Pretty good. Swing. Yeah.
Asking it to swing. It does.
Yeah, broken arrow. Or tombstone.
Great disc. Find the shop up here. Pretty sure we go.
Jonahainen on 14, like 4th available. It's a that's a tricky tee.
Yeah. Anttila, tee of 13. The longest par 5 on the course, 310 meters. This needs to stop. And it does. I'm gonna toss it down to Andrew Gum. Andrew, how do you feel this course is hanging on with all of this rain coming down? Is it still, should we say, playable? How is it going there?
Yeah, it's absolutely playable. They've done great work with the groundskeeping to work on the drainage issue that they've had in the past. Of course, we've seen a lot of rain, so there are some soggy spots, but nothing to really affect play too much, I wouldn't say. This back holes are the ones that get affected the most by that, and they've definitely made great improvements. And it seems like we're seeing blue skies at the moment. The winds are swirling and they're gusting, so that might add some level of difficulty. But overall, pretty decent conditions at the moment, and the course absolutely beautiful.
Thanks, Andy. Daniel Davidson hits the chains, but chains out. Doesn't get the birdie. How about Wysocki? He does. Great birdie. And that's gonna be Ricky's 8th birdie for today, and he's 7 down. Tied now with Daniel and Mauri. Pretty hot card there, should I say.
Yeah. There's
3
a reason why we are watching a feature card.
Yeah. 3 people, 7 down through 12 holes. And only 1 single bogey in the card combined. This is Davidson's putt. Let's see Joona Heinonen, he's putting for par.
Oh, treacherous putt here.
Yep.
Do or die.
Yep.
That does.
In. Well, we're gonna have a short break here on the network, so don't go far.
Open champion, Paul McBeth!
If you design, if you test, if you manufacture, there is only one technology partner you need. TriMet Group is the leading provider of design, engineering, and manufacturing solutions for thousands of companies across North America and Europe. Innovation starts here. TriMetGroup.com.
Here we go. The last 6 holes for the first feature card. MPO opening day at Ale Open 2025. We've seen some great efforts and great shots, great putts. We're expecting nothing less from these players. Just a subtle push back on this hole 13.
Ezra.
And what is Ezra thinking about there? Maybe something else that he should be thinking of. Hitting
I don't know.
Maybe the first available or the second, I don't know, but now he's on the fairway and wants to make it better on the next shot. A very errant mistake there.
Ezra has been flying back and forth from Europe, back to States and back to Europe. Well, favorable pick.
Jani, let's take a look at this hole. This is par 5, 310 meters in the woods.
Yeah, a tough par 5. You basically want your first shot end up somewhere around here. This is the sweet spot. Then you get a look at this fairway. You just want to avoid the rough at all costs. You just saw what Ezra had to go through. And the second shot maybe somewhere around here. If you're throwing a couple of perfect shots. I mean, it's possible to take an eagle here, maybe. Birdie is a bonus birdie for sure. Not an easy one by no means. And if I see the statistics for this hole, yeah. %21 birdies, 16% bogeys, and 7% something else.
Augustsson throwing second.
The wind is picking up.
Yeah. Very tough throw, and he cut rolls to the left. Tough spot to be in.
Yeah. This is a very tricky hole. If you stay on the fairway, par is quite doable. But once you get to that guerrilla mindset that you really just you're smashing your disc through the woods, trying to get out of the woods, then it gets so hard. Conrad doing some form adjustments there. Follow through drills.
Nikos Anttila currently in the middle. And with a solid upshot, he should have an easy look for the birdie. The slopey green can really play tricks on you on this upshot. You have to play according to the slope. He's going wide and high.
Oh,
how
makes the Mando.
How did he?
There was a.
Please show that to me again.
Yeah.
How did he go through there?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna wait for that to come to the scene once more. We're gonna see the first feature card teeing off right now on 13. One thing to mention about this course is these tee pads that shape kind of like pyramid. They are wider from the backside, and then they have the. Yeah, Ricky doesn't like that. Hits trees on the left and kicks left, and
he will face some struggles.
So there's the extra piece in front of the tee pad, which kind of ensures that you will land evenly according to the tee pad, even though if you have like a strong follow through and step forward after you throw.
Karl-Johan trying to get back in the game. With a nice turnover shot.
Come back a bit. Nope.
No.
Behind a tree.
That's a tough spot.
And is Wielman trying to go to the opening? That's a long throw.
It's 120 meters. He definitely has that.
He's going for it. Coming in hot.
Going long.
Yeah. That's 130 meters.
Yeah. A little bit too long. Go.
Davidson with a roller, but doesn't hit the line. He does hit some trees on the right.
Whoa, he has the nerve to throw a roller on this hole. All right.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him.
I can see the line, but it's really tough shot to throw here. Jani, the spin doctor. Let's have a form review of Ricky Wysocki's shot here.
Ricky has such a unique form. Very, I would say, sparing extension of the arm, but the coiling is there, and he has such a big frame that even if he doesn't really use a lot of his arm, he still has a lot of leverage there. And especially I like his run-up because he stays on toes, he's very light on his feet, which makes them so quick. It's like flying off the tee pad to the brace, and the beautiful follow-through also.
Let's go back to Daniel Davidson. Throwing his second. Oh, and that's too long. Yep.
So,
another good shot.
Guerrilla golf. We're going to see.
Thanks again, Flight Factory, for sponsoring the drone coverage for this event. The course looks great, just like Andy told us there. They have been working hard to ensure that the course stays playable during heavy rains. Now Ricky here, he made almost through everything. He's got a standstill forehand shot as his second. And flexes, wants to come back, and he comes back. And that is perfection from Ricky Wysocki. He cannot draw that better.
Yeah. Beautiful recovery shot. A very powerful.
Take a look at this
from
again.
a standstill.
How do you control a disc like this?
Yeah, middle of the fairway.
Next up, Naibu. Almost got the distance, but just found the last tree. The last tree to hug before this corner.
Yeah. Tough patent pending position for KJ. Didn't get the turn in time. He's gonna face some prison time on the left side of the fairway.
You okay?
I'm interested to see if Mauri Wilman has anything from his lie. He went long from the sweet spot. He kind of has nothing. But he's gonna try.
There is this middle gap.
Is he going through the left side?
Yeah.
He tried.
Pinball game.
Yeah. Well, now he has another gap to hit. But that's very, very tough look for the birdie. Davidson lining up a forehand as well.
Same gap.
Yeah, practically has one option.
No. Oh.
Yes.
Got through. Oof.
Skip.
And behind the tree.
Another, maybe a forehand coming up, a force over. Trying to go to the pin. Niklas Anttila, T of 14. Hits the gap. Goes straight.
Yeah, takes the skips.
And he's tickling the bullseye.
Yeah.
On this 109 meter downhill par 3.
Perfect. Vilman lining up for his third.
Yep. Very tough.
Okay. Advances. And behind the tree. And the wind is really picking up. Keeping up the spirits there.
And it seems like the mood is great on the card, and now it's time for Naibo. Try to approach the green. He's third.
Nope. Gets through somehow.
Now it's Ricky. He's perfectly in the middle. He still has some distance to go before the green.
And Ricky is caddied by Richard Chilander, a local Gothenburgian disc golfer. Actually a very chilled out dude. Super chill.
Cool to know.
To Richards.
Throwing 3. This is 2 left. And
Ricky,
it's putting.
Ricky lets his mini know that
that's
the shot was bad, but it was actually better than that.
Almost the same amount of luck that Niklas Anttila had just a moment ago. We're gonna take a look at this Naibo shot first, and then I'm gonna call the Niklas Anttila shot next. Yeah, we're gonna see it right here. Almost the same position, and he actually challenges the woods on the right, and he goes through here. Doesn't even touch the trees, and had a tap in. Let's take a look at Ricky once again. He goes from the left. Yeah, of course, not in purpose, but he goes through and gets
everything and gets some favorable kicks.
Yeah, and then he's putting now. Yeah. 2 professionals going at the basket on hole 12. KJ Naibo got onto the green. He's putting for par from about 9 meters. Daniel Davidson forced to go to the knee. And just like I was anticipating, a force over Anheuser forehand needs to get stable. It does, and hits the koozie. And that means that's gonna be Daniel's, I believe, birdie. Look.
Can't remember. I mean, this hole has been going for ages. I mean, it felt like we started yesterday.
Yeah, no, this was his 4th, so he's gonna tap in a par. Yeah. It's been 487 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. These players are managing the hole well. It can be very, very tricky We saw some errant mistakes off the tee. They are still managing to save those pars. And Ricky's even putting for birdie, but he did well off the tee, of course.
And Mauri is always behind a tree when we look at him. And leaves himself a tricky putt for par.
Yep.
Andrew Gummy Bear, our man on the course. What does it look like there? Seems like the wind is picking up, but the spirits are high.
Yeah, crazy wind picking up now. And we're deep in the woods here, so to feel it this heavy, it's surely significant. The trees are swirling. Really tricky to get a read on it. It's kind of just changing directions all the time, gusting and swirling about. But the energy is very positive on the card. Everybody having a really good time. And those scores are super hot given the conditions. Par's coming in at 1,004 rated right now, so these guys are shredding it up. Let's see how they can finish.
Thank you, Andrew, and the Chipmunks. Unfortunate cage hit from Mauri Vilman.
Couldn't quite commit enough. And that's going to be a bogey. Joona Heinonen, on the other hand, putting for birdie on hole 15, trying to go 6 down. He's had...
That does it.
Yeah, he had the birdie on 13 and now got another one here on 15.
Seems like he's getting back on track.
Yep.
Had some troubles there on hole 12, taking the bogey, but now already 2 birdies after that.
Wysocki, no problems at all on this par 5 hole 13. He's now, I believe, solo second, going to -8. Yep. 1 shot shy of Justus Sarvi, the young Finn from Hämeenlinna, leading the tournament with 9 under par. 9 bow in the bucket. And Vilman tapping in the bogey. And Davidsson tapping in the par. Davidsson is actually clear of bogeys whatsoever. Mauri Vilman took his first just now. Very few players on the course without any bogeys whatsoever. Nestori Tuhkonen being one of them, currently tied third with 7 down round. Joona Heinonen tee of 16. Not hitting the first availables. Niklas Anttila cards the birdie on 14 and he's 6 down now. Very tightly packed.
Yeah.
On the top.
Yeah, we have a battle here.
Yeah, let's see the board. So Sarvi -9, Ricky Wysocki -8, and then Daniel Davidsson, Nestori Tuhkanen, 2 Finns. They've been battling with each other many times in the past. Currently both 7 down, although Davidsson has still many holes to play. Mauri Vilman, Niklas Anttila, Joona Heinonen, Tuomas Hyytiäinen, all 6 down. They have holes to play, although Hyytiäinen is now on hole 18, so 1 hole to go for him. Let's jump back to the first feature card. They're gonna tee off now on hole 14. Define tricky. This is the hole. In the woods, very tight gap to hit off the tee. So we see Wysocki's scorecard 4 in a row.
Yeah, and that last hole seems like he struggled 3 shots.
Yeah.
But then took the birdie. I mean, this is Ricky Wysocki.
Yeah. Remember what we saw on hole 10? I think I said something like Ricky's tired of throwing bad shots, and after that just 4 birdies. Nothing more. And he has that look in his eyes. He's going for the green. Hit the gap.
Pierces the gap. perfectly
and
gets the crown plate too.
Sure.
And that's a bullseye hit for
Sure.
Mr. Wysocki.
Sure. Not even a fringe. Davidson goes for the forehand.
You know, basically you just want to hit the gap, the first gap.
Yep.
That's your mission. Hit the gap.
Davidson also hits a tree on the left and bounces close to the out of bounds to the right, but stays in. That's going to be a par at best, I reckon. Naibu will be 1 over par for the round.
Tough round for the Danish champ. 14-time Danish champion. Hits the gap. What happens then?
Some sliding action. And circle's edge. Wielman.
After his first bogey.
Last one to tee on hole 14. Going for the forehand. Wants to aim at the gap. A bit high. A bit hot.
Needs to stop quickly.
And
it does. And this is a putting range.
Yep.
Especially for this guy. So
almost a tap-in range.
Looking for a birdie there.
11 meters for Mauri Wielman. Take another look of Ricky Wysocki. Straight through the middle. I believe this is a 4-speed. A bit worn down. Just misses those little green things. Roots of the tree and bounces to bullseye's edge. He's super happy about that. He's gonna be 9 down through 14 holes. And what's gonna be the ceiling for Ricky on this event?
There is no such thing as ceiling for Ricky, but
if he birdies
I
out,
say minus 30 will win this tournament.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about 1 round, and then minus 30 is a bit much. But
that's a bit much. For 1 round, I'd say minus 12 is pretty much. I mean, all holes are birdieable, yeah, but you cannot do that.
And if Ricky Birdie is out from here, he's gonna be minus 13. Davidson, his second, plays a layup. That's gonna be a par.
Nah, won't even go for it. Won't risk it. Now Mauri Wielman. A long look for birdie. Elevated basket. And goes high.
Yeah. Flying high above the basket. Gonna have a comebacker now.
Send it out without an address.
Yep. Almost
tough,
similar.
tough comebacker.
Yeah.
To say.
Almost
Really.
a similar distance. About 8 to 9 meters, I reckon.
Yeah. The wind can be tricky here. No problemo. Ooh, what a tough comebacker.
Yep. He was lucky. He was not facing any tree trunks on the way for that comebacker. Ricky takes the birdie. He's 9 down through 14. We're gonna take a look at the hole 18 and the green. Tuomas Hyytiäinen.
Mr. Mosquito.
Putting for the birdie. Gets it done. That's gonna be minus Excuse me, that was for par. So that was -6 for Tuomas Hytiainen for today.
Yeah, good to see Tuomas back in the game.
Experience is the greatest teacher, and I'm so blessed after 40 years and 150 so courses, every project I'm still learning. I think when you get down to it, a lot of it is about vision. There's the vision for individual holes, there's the vision for the property and what it can become as a course and what it can become as a venue. And then there's the vision for what disc golf can become.
Upgrade your disc golf setup this season. Discraft's fresh lineup of grip EQ bags and the all-new Zuka cart give you unbeatable comfort, style, and standout performance. Make this season one to remember at Discraft.com.
Let's send these boys back to the lobby. Get on. Oh, Grandma's got a hot kettle for that teabag.
How did you get so much energy from a candy?
One Shot is no ordinary candy. It only has 4 grams of sugar, and the nootropics help prevent jitters and crash.
Grandma, do you think I could try one of those One Shot energy chews?
Oh, sure, honey. But if you come for the queen, you better come correct, Sprout. I'm the OG. Got it?
Got it.
Level up your energy with One Shot. Grab yours at oneshotenergy.com today.
The discovery of electricity, the first flight, democracy, splitting the atom, computers, modern medicine, space travel, and of course, the Royal Line from Latitude 64.
Back on tee of 15, a huge dock built in the middle of the woods to serve as the placement for this huge tee pad. Ricky going a bit safe maybe. How about Davidson? Forehand off the tee. Oh, that's not safe at all, but gets a lucky kick as a second one. Get through the gap. That's the mission number 1.
Yeah, and if you're ambitious enough, you want to go as far as you can uphill. There's a big rock And that would be about the sweet spot. But the wind is super hard now. Turns over.
And travels very well.
Gets a friendly kick from the tree.
Also would have been on the right, maybe in the forest even.
Wilman on the tee. Turns the beat, goes through the trees and fading left.
Quite ideal, if you ask me.
Yep, just a bit on the left side. We're gonna fly over this hole number 15. It's a tricky par 4.
Super hard par 4. You just have to pierce these trees first. And then let your disc fly towards the rock here. Everything around this rock is pretty good. But the fairway continues uphill and then to the left. And if there's something positive here, you don't have any OBs to worry about. Nice hole, super beautiful, tough.
Davidson trying to go huge from where he was.
Pretty much does it. Probably has to go to the knee from there, a sidearm shot, but that traveled so far that he has not much left.
Anttila putting for birdie on the same hole to go 7 down, to have 3 birdies in a row. Does it! And he's actually 7 down through last 9.
Waking up.
Yep, he's gonna challenge that hot round score. Ederhold in the bucket. It's gonna be another birdie for the card.
Oh, look at this wind.
Yeah, Augustsson had to take a bogey here. Conrad carded the par. Back on the fairway with Ricky. Just a bit short in the best possible situation.
Wow. So the discs fly like that?
Yep. Not mine, but his does.
Yeah.
And he circles edge, putting for another birdie. Trying to go 6 through 6. That's just bonkers. Anttila on 16. Very tough backhand shot.
Bites the leaves. And what? What happened there? Did it go out of bounds?
Either way, it's really close to the border. Naibu.
The gusty wind. Rocking the trees. Have to keep your disc low. Ugo does just that. Needs to fade back to the left and a little ground play to 8 meters.
Yep. Just a clear putt left. Very well done for Naibu. Currently tied 49th. Bad round all in all, but this execution right here on 15, superb. Spectators still following our feature card, even though the conditions are not the best. Luckily, we've avoided the rain for some time now. 2 hours and 15 minutes has passed for this feature card number 1 on the course. They're having a solid pace, although a couple of small backups.
Yeah, especially on 15.
Wilman on the left and throwing 2 and getting to the green and almost into the bullseye. How does he do those sidearm shots? We saw one on hole number, was it 4? Yeah?
Yeah.
Par 4, and now
Yeah.
this. Unbelievable control on those forehand up shots. Stand still.
Doesn't have to go to the knee. The disc pierced through the bush. And needs to skip quite a lot.
Gets quite a lot.
Yeah. It was good. Not exceptional, but good.
Yep. He's putting.
And it's Davidson's first. Maybe 11, 12 meters, 35-ish feet. And no, way too low.
Yeah. Bad bid, I'm gonna call it. Not high enough, and he really needed the par to keep on going with the pace of Ricky and the others. Now Ricky to go 6 through 6. Not a problem.
No problems for Big Rick.
Really found the pace after those 3 holes in the middle, 7, 8 and 9. Needed something to wake himself up, and those holes did the job. Naibu for birdie. The gusts are getting real hard. And high right.
Putting gets so tough in these conditions. Even in the forest, you feel the wind blowing in your face.
Willman for a beautiful birdie in. Rory Willman will switch places with Daniel Davidson, who is forced to card the bogey. Nybo gets the par. 2-stroke swing from Davidson to Willman. Just about 3 meters. Wondering about the gusts. That is in. We're hearing that Niklas Anttila was actually in bounds. So not out of bounds, and this is for the birdie if he goes for it. And that's just a layup, and that's under the cage.
What's going on, guys? Hold My Bag just launched the greatest disc golf fantasy game in the universe.
Hold My Bag just dropped the best fantasy disc golf game the planet has ever seen.
I want to tell you guys about the newest disc golf fantasy game on the market.
One of my favorite parts is the Hold My Bag. This is something that we started doing, and it's actually a lot of fun.
We are here. We are one. We will fight. We will fall. We will prevail. From the fjords of Norway to the shores of Spain, from the fire of Iceland to the hope of Ukraine, 30 countries, one voice. Go Europe.
Here we are. Tee of 16, 3 holes to go. Ricky Wysocki opting for the forehand. Steep angle. Too steep. Off the tee, this seems like one of the hardest holes on the course. There's
OB. That is a very steep angle.
And only 11 birdies for the day.
We see Mauri going through the trees.
Davidson. And he gets through everything.
He gets to the bullseye, and that's under the bucket.
That is magnificent shot from Daniel Davidson. Take a look at this. Look at this. Thank you, Flight Factory, for this replay. Just missing the trees, or even getting a small kiss from the trees.
But that is the optimal line. You have to go. You have to go force flex, and then trust your disc.
That is a tap-in birdie for Davidson. Ricky has to make an upshot. That's not the best possible.
Oh,
huge.
No. Challenging the OB line.
Yeah, huge skips. He's about 13 meters away still in the gusty winds.
But I'm calling that putt in because that's Ricky play.
Yeah.
Looks bad, but gets the job done, and it always ends up on top somehow.
Niklas Tee of 17, 110 meter par 3, wants to skip to the left and travels on the ground. That's about 16 meters away still. Has a clear look though. As we are seeing these putts and upshots on 16, Andrew Gum, I'm gonna toss it down to you. I mean, we've seen rain and then we got the wind. And how is the temperature right now? It seems that it could be quite chilly in these gusty winds down in Knoll.
Yeah, it's definitely chilly now. The winds are just insane, and it dropped quite many degrees just instantly. I was down to a t-shirt as we moved from holes 9 to 10, and the sun was shining relatively calm. Now it's just about an hour or so later, and it's like a whole different day. It's very cold. The wind is just swirling like mad. It's nearly gale force at times with the gusts. But the players are handling it pretty well. That shot from Daniel was just beautiful work of art with that DD2. Super flat, overstable one. Yeah, tricky hole anyway, but in this wind, the park job is just insane.
Thank you, Andy. And Ricky can't quite get the disc in the basket. Mauri had a very solid run from 19 meters, just fading a bit too early.
Ricky cutting it bogey here.
Yeah, Davidson is gonna get multiple strokes from his card mates on this one single hole. That's a great birdie for Davidson.
Yeah, an important one, because it's been a while since his last birdie, actually on hole 9. And after that, he's played 5 pars, 1 bogey.
Niklas Anttila for the birdie on 17. Just a bit too wide. The course can punch our players, and we are gonna crunch our viewers with the crunch time, brought to you by 1010 Discs. So this rest of the stream is commercial free, brought to you by our disc golf friends at 1010 Discs. Make sure to pay them a visit. Ricky Wysocki challenging the top Justus Sarvi with the 9 down, and even though he carded the bogey now on 16, he's currently tied for the lead, so he held the lead position as 10 down just 1 hole ago. Here's Daniel Davidson now on 17. This is looking great. Does it come back? It does, and that's another bullseye hit consecutively for Daniel Davidson. He's gonna go 8 down.
Yeah, a sudden wake-up call for Daniel. After a very long dry season, now carding his 2nd birdie in a row.
Wilman.
This one's looking perfecto.
Go in.
Skip in.
Just skipping a bit short, and that's about 5 meters off the basket.
Also looking good for Mauri.
Yeah, 2 great drives.
Taking 8 down.
Naibu might play a little flex here. We will see. Really likes those turnovers.
Yeah.
That's too much though.
This has been the theme for his round so far. It seems like every shot he throws overturns. So it seems like he uses a bit too understated disc for these conditions.
Wysocki hyzer flip, but too early and gets through, does he?
I'm not sure it did.
It maybe gets through.
Let's see.
He might have a putt for the birdie, a long one. That's gonna be a putt. We're gonna take another look for Daniel Davidson. Another bullseye hit, powerful throw, flipping to almost straight and giving that hyzer angle, matching the slope and landing just about 1 meter and 30 centimeters off the pin. And that's what he needs right now. He needs to finish strong to challenge Ricky and Justus on the top. He's gonna be 1 stroke off of 9 down of Justus after this hole. But can Ricky find a gap to putt for birdie? You see Niklas Anttila on tee of 18. This hole 18 here in Ale reminds us about the 16th at Nokia's Beast. Now Ricky doesn't have a putt, but he has an upshot that almost hits the cage. He's gonna take a par. Yeah, the Beast 16 has out of bounds area before the inbounds island. But in here, Ale, we have hazard around the island on 18 and starting on the fairway. Naibu. Solid effort, but too low. Circle 2 putt. Ricky cards the par. So Mauri is actually closer with his birdie putt than Ricky was with his par. 4.5 meters. Oh, yeah, stays in. Actually hits the center pole between the chains, but stays in the basket, and that's another birdie for Daniel. And Naibu picks up the par. We have 3 very hot players on the first feature card. Back on 18, Ezra Ederhold on the tee. Big shot off the tee. It's looking straight at the island. Now we're on the fairway with Niklas. In these gusts, this upshot is very tricky, although the island has some area to it.
What is this wind we're witnessing now? Such a gusty storm.
Yeah.
Sweeping over Ale.
And the rain is going sideways here.
Yeah.
There's no use for umbrellas. Oh, look at this.
And the disc just bounces up and down.
And Niklas Anttila lands in the island. That's about 6 meters away. What a shot. Take a look at this disc in the air.
Yeah.
Boing.
Whoa.
Another one?
And then skips. Yeah, skips over the logs. He didn't intend that.
No. He's gonna take that for sure.
Very unpredictable conditions here.
2 people, 9 down currently. Ricky Wysocki and Justus Sarvi. And I believe Justus Sarvi will certainly be in the lead card tomorrow.
Yes.
There's no one who can challenge his position. Niklas Anttila didn't card the eagle.
Yes, exactly. That will happen. Nice to see new faces in the lead card.
Ederhold. Stop.
Stay in bounds. Yeah, friendly logs there. Stopping the disc. KJ trying to sell his discs.
I believe 2 Discraft players on the card. I'm sorry, KJ. I believe those discs might be too flippy for our Ricky.
Yeah. Those might be somewhere from year 2006 or 7 or something.
Just a couple of moments until our first feature card can tee off. It's hole number 18. This has been a wonderful round, Jani, with you in the studio. We've seen some great shots.
Yeah, it's been entertaining disc golf we're seeing here, and we have seen all day, including the FPO round this morning. Super exciting rounds.
A couple of weeks ago we saw the Confronting Open. How would you compare these 2 courses?
Day and night. Confronting is very long, very open. You got plenty of shot selections there. You can choose whatever you want. And it's a lot easier. You really can't have +5 results for world-class players there. Here you can.
How about this shot?
That was perfect.
Davidson. Yeah, the hazard kind of starts where our camera crew is located. So just about 15 meters short maybe from the hazard.
Something like that.
You want to be as close to the island as possible for the second shot. Vilman.
Yeah, the island is quite big.
Going higher, this is fading left, so he has more distance to carry.
Stop and stop before the OB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't even think about the OB on the left side, but somehow in these conditions it comes to play.
There was kind of a missed shot there from Vilman. Too high, too stable. Naibu
takes the lift up. And these conditions are brutal.
Yep.
Ricky going low. Just as you should. That was perfect.
Yeah. Great shot. So 2 great shots and 2 shots too high. And the crowd is there, although these conditions are almost the worst possible for disc golf. It's raining here and there, suddenly it's not, but the wind is very, very hard, both on the players and to the crowds. Dennis Augustsson, home crowd favorite, finishing his round there. Gets the birdie, and he's gonna be 3 down for today. 4 single bogeys on the card. How about Aderhold? Not any time wasted. He also has 4 single bogeys on the card. He's gonna end up... this is actually his 5th, so it's gonna be even for the day for Aderhold. Niklas Anttila, on the other hand, could go 8 down for the day with this one. And the wind kind of calms down just a bit, and Anttila goes 8 down through from 7 on out. From the hole 7 on, just 4 pars, and all the other ones were birdies. He's gonna share the 3rd place at this point. Daniel Davidsson, Mauri Wilman, 8 down with their upshots and putts still left. Ricky Wysocki very well positioned to go 10 down for the day.
Yeah, we kind of predicted 10 down to be the hot round.
You predicted, I didn't.
Well, I'm sharing the honors.
Oh, thank you, yeah. Yeah, I was really thinking that 8 down would be the maximum in these rainy conditions, and I wasn't...
You wasn't far off.
I wasn't expecting these winds.
Oh, look at that shirt on Wilman.
Oh, no.
Ripping off. How do you... like... what disc do you even choose in this condition? It's... insane headwind.
I mean... Wilman in the air.
Sidearm? Really? Yeah. I mean...
and that's out.
That's hazard.
Yep. He's putting for par. And into the headwind, if I see... no, into some kind of a wind.
Some kind of wind, yeah.
Yeah, this is so tough.
And to throw a sidearm on these winds... that takes courage.
Now, what is Ricky gonna do here?
Even arrogance, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Naibo trying to find something from his bag to make this shot happen.
So far we've seen only flippy discs going sidearm. Can't tell the wind. Probably headwind.
Probably hard wind. Needs a skip. Doesn't get enough. Hits the logs there.
Yeah, hits the hazard logs.
Well, at least they are not hay bales. You can jump over those.
Yeah.
Now Ricky. What is he gonna do? Sidearm shot coming. High.
Perfect.
Yep. That's the world champion we know.
Yeah.
No matter the wind.
One of the best to play the game ever. So
yeah,
we'll see
agreed.
why.
Oh, Davidson is bit tucked.
Oh, this is too high for sure.
Does it carry? It does. It's in the island. 11 meters for Daniel Davidson. Trying to stay one off of Ricky, if that goes in.
And secure his spot on the lead card tomorrow.
Do you blame him if he lays that up?
Tough putt ahead of him, but no, he will go for it. It's such a short putt that he will hit the basket at worst, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it depends on the wind. Depends on the direction of the wind.
There's no way to call the wind from here.
So this is hazard. So KJ is playing his fourth, the par shot from here. Lays up. Takes the bogey for +2. And a disappointing result for the Danish champion.
This is about 11 meters for Mauri Vilman. Well, just about 10. That these logs right here, they are touching the circle's edge. It's gonna be Davidson first. Very important putt for Davidson. He can't miss the basket totally. Cards the birdie! Very, very big time putt and execution from Daniel Davidson.
And ties the lead with that.
Yeah, momentarily, yes. Now, Ricky has to make his if he wants to be the solo leader tomorrow. Vilman, can he answer? No, too low.
According to bogey.
Yeah, he's gonna drop down to 7 down through the day. Not bad result at all.
No,
not bad. Let me make that clear.
That's a good round, but...
And Ricky can't count this in. He has to make it.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Very, very beautiful round from Ricky Wysocki. 2 digits, 1 and 0 on the card. That's 10 down. With 2 single bogeys from 7 and from 16. And that's it. That is the round for the MPO on Friday, Ale Open 2025. It's June 6th.
2 bogeys. Nestori Tuhkanen played the only, I would say, the only bogey-free round of today.
Might be.
Yeah. Nobody got away from bogeys except Nestori Tuhkanen on tight 5th place.
And Nestori played 5 strokes worse than his practice round a couple of days prior.
Yeah, practice rounds are practice rounds.
Yeah, but these conditions, these conditions, very tough, very, very tough. Rain pouring down first and then the wind coming up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 nationalities in top 10.
And only 5 strokes separate the leader and 11th place.
Yep.
So it's totally open game.
Yeah. This is going to be a very, very interesting tournament come Saturday and Sunday. Wow. I believe we're going to have a short break here on the network, and after that we're going to hear from Ricky Wysocki, who's leading the tournament at this point. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
They're back, and better than ever. The 2025 Discraft Tour Series lineup has arrived featuring the fan favorite Z-Swirl plastic. Swirly, grippy, and built for flight. Z-Swirl was a standout in 2020, and now it's here again for another legendary season. Support your favorite Discraft pros and bag a piece of disc golf history. These limited edition discs won't last long, so grab yours before they're gone. Available now at discraft.com.
Great news! UPlay and the PDGA share a mission to provide education and support for healthier lifestyles through the sport of disc golf. By joining the PDGA, your membership dollars are directly at work for these amazing programs, introducing and producing disc golf players all over the world. Support our programs by joining the PDGA or donating here.
EDGE is a nationally recognized 501c3 charitable organization.
What we do is we empower the teachers with complete programming along with the equipment and a standardized curriculum. So you have a one-stop shop for teachers and youth educators. That's really what EDGE is. It makes everything simple for the teacher to get involved with disc golf.
If we want disc golf to be recognized, we need to introduce disc golf to the youth. And if nothing else, they've got a healthy game that they can enjoy with their families throughout the rest of their lives.
Your membership dollars have a huge impact on the growth of the game of disc golf. The PDGA uses membership dollars to provide and aid disc golf as it spreads across the globe. From tools like the PDGA app and Tournament Manager, services like the TD Helpline, and grant programs that support the growth of disc golf globally. Your active membership also brings you access to select member benefits, including free and discounted access to the Disc Golf Network. So sign up today, and we'll see you out on the course.
If you want to know what a disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB Disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand, it tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
I mean, you could be zipping some mojitos on the beach on your national day, or you can come and see disc golf in Null. And we are glad that all of those people came to see the disc golf. It was a really great round from the MPO.
Yeah, super entertaining. We got all the weather conditions there are. We got rain, we got wind, we got sunshine, we got nothing special. But the scores, they were quite special, actually. I kind of anticipated a bit more. Ricky took a few bogeys to keep him from -12 that I anticipated to see. -10 for Ricky, quite good. Daniel Davidson pick up the pace till the end with 3 birdies, and especially the last one was a very brave one, to -9. And then Mauri Wilman, tough last stretch with a couple of bogeys. It was super entertaining, actually. One of the best rounds so far I've seen this year.
For sure, for sure. I think we could go down to the clubhouse and hear from Ricky Wysocki himself. How did he feel after the round, playing these conditions? Let's hear it from Andy and Ricky in the clubhouse.
Ricky Wysocki, you just shot the hot round on opening day here at the Ale Open 2025, 10 down. Tell us about it.
Yeah, actually, for being a 10 under, it was kind of up and down. I had some uncharacteristic bogeys out there and was a little off with my my form a little bit here and there, but I was able to save it on the back nine. I played well in the back on some of the tougher holes. As you can see, it's pretty windy, so the finishing stretch was very challenging in this wind.
Yeah, the weather was ever changing throughout the round. How do you stay focused and executing in those kind of conditions when they're shifting so much?
Yeah, I mean, ebbs and flows for sure. Some of it's rain, some of it's wind. I think Sweden, people in Sweden are used to this weather. Can change, in 5 or 10 minutes. So, yeah, just keeping a fresh mindset and always wanting to do my best and, really taking what the conditions give me. I think sometimes it can limit what you can do with the wind, and so you got to be aware of that and play with what can happen on a hole when it's super windy.
100% C1X, 60% from C2. How was the putter feeling?
It was great. Yeah. It was great. Yeah, I mean, I definitely saved a lot of pars, got a lot of birdies. Definitely putter's feeling really confident right now, and so yeah, I was able to show that today and get a lot of putts to drop, and that definitely saved my score. And was able to get a lot of birdies out there, and very happy with that. Hoping to keep that rolling.
Seemed like a great mood on the card. What was it like to play with the legend KJ Nybo and two of the hottest players in Europe?
It was awesome. I've played with KJ over the years. He's been a great player for a long time here in Europe, so it was awesome to see him. And then, yeah, Mauri's got a lot of skill, and Daniel as well. He won last year, I believe. Yep. So, yeah, lots of skill. It's awesome to compete on lead card with some new talent here in Europe as opposed to the States. So it's they got skills. I'm excited to push myself and come down the stretch and hopefully try to win this tournament.
Yep, you got a one-stroke lead heading into moving day. What's the game plan tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow looks like a little bit better conditions, and I kind of told myself if I average 10 under this tournament, then I should win it, and right on pace.
All right, great shooting today, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. Some great information there. We certainly hope the conditions are better tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I want to see them shred this course to tears. -12, possible. And as Ricky said, averaging -10, there's a win for you. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I can't say anything else. I certainly think that if you average 10 down, it's going to be very great positioning for you to take down this tournament. We are going to hope that Daniel Davidsson and all the others can challenge Ricky. He's, of course, the favorite to win here. He has the biggest merits from disc golf, and no wonder looking at those shots and putts he made today. And we are so excited to have him and all the other states players here playing in Europe.
Yeah, it's fun to see that the American players coming here. It was decades when only the Euro players went across the Atlantic. American players never really came here, except maybe 2007-8. There was a European Open. We saw Ken Climo, Nate Dawes there, but only the few players came to the one big event. But now we see American players come here, challenge the European players. It's so fun to see the sport grow and our continents mix up together.
Mixing up things in our head too, for we always have to pick one shot after these rounds, and I'm kind of mixed up what it could be. It's the OTB shot of the day. I'm gonna take the one that I wanted to see again on the screen, the Niklas Anttila approach on the 13th, I believe, the par 5. That was very beautiful shot. Do you have anything specific in mind?
Yes. First shot of Daniel Davidsson for the day. Bullseye hit on hole number 1.
Ah, that's so good. That's such a good pick. We're gonna see what the studio has picked for us. The OTB shot of the day.
Let's see.
Let's see. I got the FPO one right.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get this one. Drum roll, please. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's actually the putt from Ricky Wysocki.
A long putt. One of the first birdies of the day for him. Important one to get his machine going.
Great shots from Ricky Wysocki, and we're gonna see great shots from him and all the other players tomorrow too. At the morning, we're gonna see the FPO start their moving day at Ale Open 2025. It's gonna start 9:30 a.m. local time, the Central European time, and that's gonna be 3:30 a.m. excuse me, at US Eastern. The MPO will start their round again 3 p.m. tomorrow Central European time and 9 a.m. US Eastern time. Thank you everybody there in the home and in the cars and on the road and wherever you are following our stream here on Disc Golf Network. Thank you, Jani, for being in the booth with me. And we're gonna see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow night with the FPO coverage on the second day of Ale Open 2025. Bye for now.